Okay guys, in the previous video, I was wrestling with this portion of the roof. There is still wet glue on there. And I was having problems because the roof kept sliding down. And we were working with this thing that wasn't working that great. So I resorted to something a little more heavy duty and a little more permanent, a little more risky, but I'm going to do it. First, after a cup of coffee. Okay, so this is my heavy duty Arrow staple gun, electric. My husband bought that for me because we were building some chicken coops and I was having issues being able to staple things the way they should. So this looks pretty good to me. There's about to be a really semi-loud noise going here. I'm going to put this where I know that board is. Come a little further down. And probably ends about right there. So that is now on there, but the problem is I'll have to come back and finish tapping these down because they're not entirely as far down as they should be, and that can sometimes be dangerous because I don't know how much damage, sorry about all the noise guys, that sometimes staples can do, and I think that might be flat. Okay, so there's that. And I should have paused that. Maybe I'll do a voiceover on this section so you do not have to hear all that. Okay, so now it's not going to matter if that's level or not. What is going to matter is that this piece stays flat so it can dry properly. And all I got to do is find another clamp. And I know that I have tons of those everywhere I go. So I don't think this one will fit. Oh yeah, that one will fit. So I've put a clamp here. And then if I can find one, I'll put one there. So now see, this whole thing's pretty shaky, but it is definitely on there. Now then I can turn this to the side. I think I'll pause because just, enough noise is enough noise. Okay, I'm going to use a pointer at the, kind of a pointer at this point so you can, I won't get my big fat hand in the way, but this board right here that's going up, that's what that piece of roof is stapled to. Now I'm going to go back in and staple that piece, and then I'll attach this piece on this side. And I will use the staple gun to attach it, and when I do, it will bring that roof up to where it's supposed to be without it failing on me. So I think I'm going to have to put this piece over here further back because it's just not really fitting that well. Or I use the wood caulking and just use, get it in there. This piece I think will fit better. And then up here, you really can't tell, but I'll show you here in a little while on the third clip. Up on the roof, you'll see it from here. Up here, there is that gap. So I'll just take the shingles all the way over, and when I put the interior on, I will cover that hole with plaster and tape, same as you would a real house. So this will eventually, and in the long run, fit exactly the way it should. So we're getting there, guys. Like I said, by next weekend, I don't even think I need these anymore. No, don't need this tape anymore. Next weekend, we should be working on the interior. So let me get, well, I suppose that's going to be that until I get this piece in here. So I'm going to do that and get the roof level and secure, and I'm going to pause to do that. Okay, now as you can see, I have this in here and I have it glued, but I have not been able to let go of it as of yet because I think if I do, it's going to fall. But what I am going to try to do is once again try to staple this on one side. So all I have to do is hold it with the other. I want to make sure, the thing that I don't want to do is hit my fingers. That would make me really sad. Okay, so that's good. A little low. There we go. Slide it back a little bit further. Very nice. Very nice. So that's done. Now what I can do is take this clamp off and put it right here so that this cannot slide forward. And then I definitely need to be able to keep it from sliding back, but I don't know that that's going to be possible. Yeah, I'm going to have to hold it here, guys, because I feel like if I let go, it's going to slide to the back. So what I'm going to do is left-handed start loading these videos, and we'll be back. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, and we'll come back a little while later, and we'll get this piece up to the top here. This one seems to be a little long, but we'll get that figured out, and we'll get this, I think it comes down a ways, and it might be wider, but we'll get that figured out at another point. If not, my idea would be, and this is probably more like the piece that goes here, yes. My idea may be, just like I said, to bring the stairwell up and put the partition, not to put the partition, I mean, just to leave it one room. Because once this is on there and it's roofed, it's going to be very sturdy. So I'm thinking I may make this one huge room. And then 2 rooms down on the second floor and 2 rooms down. So it'd be 2, 4, 5 really large, well, 4 medium-sized rooms and 1 large. So we'll see how that goes. I was also looking at making the staircases that come down from the ceiling, the stairwells that pop down from, you've seen them in the attics where they fold down to this floor down here, and only having to put in 1 stairwell. So I don't know, still playing around with some really neat ideas, still haven't come to any serious conclusions, but we will get there. And then I need to also bring that piece in. And I got to get that glued. And I got some repairs to make. There is some small flaws in the setup, but you know what, guys? I'm going to call it a go. It's cosmetically fixed, you know. It's a cosmetic fix. It's things I can do. It's also things probably nobody, if you weren't a professional or a intermediate even house builder, you would not notice. It just wouldn't be that noticeable. So at this point, I'm going to start loading these videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for subscribing. Hi guys, and welcome back. Let me get the camera in a good spot. I want to show you what I got done while I was waiting the 2 hours, believe it or not, that passed to get the first video uploaded. Now on this one, I'm working on the front of the tower. This piece was the addition to the roof piece we just put on today. And then it glues, you're going to be looking inside of your kit for the piece that's got those two angled, and this is your wing roof support or add-on. Mine's a little off, but guys, I've just really had, since I ever got this house, it's always been just a bit of a struggle. So hopefully your addition went better. Right now I'm adding the second piece of the roof and the front triangle. Again, this piece goes on top of that tower. I did get that tower floor put in, and it's drying. And like I said, we won't really see it because it's underneath of this. Basically, it is an aesthetic part of the floor and the ceiling from the floor below. So I've got my glue on there, and then this goes to the front of this piece and under. Now I will say that when the time comes to put the shingles on, I'm going to have to add a strip to the front and bring the shingles out, because that was a mistake that I made, and that is the only fix that I know of at this point. So I'm going to put this on and get these two to line up very carefully. And I'm not too worried if it sticks out slightly, because there's a lot of mistakes that can be covered with those shingles. But what is a problem is the fact that it keeps falling. I think I'll wait on this piece. I'll get these two pieces going first, because it keeps falling on me. And I really need that glued down. So I'll glue this, and I'll glue that piece, and then we'll move forward. Once I get this glued though, I am going to put you on pause long enough to turn the house around. I want to show you what I did in the front of inside the house and how it turned out actually surprisingly well. So what I want to do is get that glued up there, and then I'll bring this out so that it's flush. And what I'll have to do, like I said, is make an extension here for the shingles, and that can be done later, much later on. We're talking 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months. There's no rush. Okay, so I'm going to let this piece dry, and while it dries, I want to put something heavy there, because I don't want this to continue to lift. Well, that'll work. Once that's dry, it'll be okay. Okay, so let me put you on pause. I want to turn around. I'm kind of happy for the progress I made upstairs and in the inside. So hold on. Okay, I've got this propped up, the camera itself, so hopefully this will go okay. Back here, you can see that I spackled the inside of the tower, and you can see that I cut this entire piece of the tower off. This was all the way down like so. Well, it was like this. So you could barely see into that room. Now you can see the entire room, and you can see that I put the floor in the room. So we're there. I also started spackling up here, and I got the floor that you see here glued and the front of the house brought in. So there's been a lot of work done off camera, and I'm going to work on the front a little more and hopefully get that done and uploaded. I don't want to do a long video because it just takes way too long for it to upload. So I think I will put in that little octagon window, providing I can find my little octagon pieces. I know there are two, but I don't want to spackle around it until I get the windows in, because it'll make putting the windows in an actual nightmare. So I at least want to do, excuse me, the inside piece. So I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to put a piece of acetate in there, and that way I can spackle all around it and be done with that. So let me put you on hold while I get the parts ready.